you ever heard of the Flying Dutchman? It's a legend that's been around for centuries and has appeared in books, movies, and TV shows like Star Trek and Once Upon a Time. The story is about a ship that can only be seen when there's bad weather, and if you see it, it means that death is near. The tale was first written down by a Dutch author named Richard D. Bass in 1790. He said that the ship was sailing from Amsterdam to the East Indies when it ran into a violent storm. The ship almost sank, but then suddenly the wind shifted and the storm clouds parted just enough for the crew to see the southern coast of Africa in the distance. They thought they were safe because they knew there was land nearby, but when they got closer, they realized it was a mirage. The crew lost hope, and soon after that, they all died. The ship was never seen again, but people started telling stories about it. So what does it mean if you see the Flying Dutchman? In some stories, seeing the ship means that you're gonna die soon too. But in other stories, it means that someone you know is gonna die. Some people say that the ghost ship appears 7 years before a big disaster happens, like the sinking of the Titanic, and other people say that the Flying Dutchman is a warning sign that a natural disaster is coming, like a hurricane or a tsunami. Where did these stories come from? Well, back in the 1600s, ships would sail around the tip of Africa on their way to Asia, but sometimes the ships would get lost in a thick fog and then crash into the rocks along the coast. People who lived there started believing that the lost sailors became ghosts and sailed the seas as a warning to other sailors. In 1841, a British writer named Frederick Marryat wrote a story called The Phantom Ship. It was about a captain who was sailing around Cape Horn, which is a dangerous area along the southern tip of South America. When he saw the ghost ship, he thought it meant that he was gonna die, but instead, his whole crew died except for him. He survived, but then he started having nightmares about the ship, so he went back to sea to find it. He never found the ship, but he did find another one that looked exactly like it. He followed this new ship for a while, but then he turned back because he didn't want to get too close. As he sailed away, he heard gunshots and saw people jumping into the water. He felt relieved that he hadn't sailed into that danger with them. Now, do we actually have proof that this story is true? No, there are no records of any ships that disappeared off the coast of Africa or South America and then came back as ghosts. Even though there are stories like that and myths, we can still learn something from them. I think the myth of the Flying Dutchman teaches us that even when we're scared, we should keep trying to improve our lives, even if it seems impossible to escape the bad situation you're in. Like the sailors who saw the shore, but it was just a mirage. Don't lose hope. Keep trying to make things better. But now it's time to hear from you. Have you ever seen the Flying Dutchman, or do you know someone who has? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Thanks for watching.